Here we go.
Yes, people. What's going on? We're going to start right now. Let's get the show started. Big up Kendall, big up Staffy. Of course, we're going to have more people joining the panel as the show continues. But since we do have these two, we're going to start with Arsenal, Newcastle, and Manchester United, as our transfer windows have been active for me, at least. I don't know about you guys. Newcastle, I knew Manchester United just started getting active. Newcastle, you guys have made this Tonali signing over the line. And of course, we're going to talk about Caicedo today. Did you guys hear Brighton slapped a £100 million price tag, and Chelsea are saying we're not going to pay it? So I guess he's not going to be going to Chelsea if there's not a resolution there. And all the Tchouaméni and Mbappe talk, we got to get into it, because today I seen some stuff about Arsenal getting Mbappe, and I'm like, nah, come on. That's not realistic. That's not realistic. Is it? Nah, it's not realistic. People in the chat, let me know what you guys think. But anyways, Kendall, how you doing? Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Had a very, very busy week, but I'm good, thank you.
There you go, the ever so wonderful Kendall in the building. And Staffy has just made his own channel. Big up, Staffy. How you doing?
Good, bro. It's my birthday today. So.
Oh, happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Thank you, man. Thank you. And as you said, I just started my channel. How old am I? Take a guess, because I've been asked this a lot this week. You said what?
22.
22. I would love to be 22.
25.
29.
29.
Yeah.
Oh my God! So I'm the youngest for once.
Wow.
I want to ask.
Not for
I'm 20. I'm 28. I'm 28. So I've got a little.
Ches might be younger. How old are you?
Yeah, I think Ches is younger.
No, you're on mute, bro. You're on mute.
I'm 23.
Oh, there you go.
You're baby vibe.
He does look
everyone
like
say this though.
No wonder he's a Chelsea fan, right?
Bro. I promise you. Take the compliment, bro. I wish I would be 23 again.
Nah, listen. Being called a baby is not that bad. Listen, how you doing? How you doing, bro?
No, I'm good. Like, the Chelsea news is a bit slow, but it's what it is. Like, it burns me.
We're here because you're somebody who has a lot to say whenever I say something about Chelsea on Twitter. So
100%.
To bring you here, finally hash things out. And yeah, of course, we're also gonna have a Man City fan on for all the City fans wondering where the City representatives, they're coming on later today. There's not gonna be no Tottenham or Liverpool fan on today, though. I don't think they're really doing too much right now, so we're gonna kind of keep it on ourselves. But yeah, let's get the show started. First, I'm just gonna start with the Arsenal news, guys. I don't know if you guys heard, but Arsenal have done a lot of stuff. We've done a lot of stuff. Obviously, you guys all know about Timber and Declan Rice's transfers being done very soon. But this is the next thing. William Saliba. What am I doing? Let me just do it this way. William Saliba has officially agreed a new contract with Arsenal, and he has officially signed it. It's announced today. This is great news. There was a moment where people thought, you know what, William Saliba to PSG. William Saliba might leave Arsenal. He was never going to leave. We're doing a good job signing up our players. And some people are saying this is pathetic to celebrate. This is pathetic to say it's an improvement. You should be doing this. But to me, this is something we haven't been able to do for a long time. Hold on to our young players. So I'm ecstatic. We've given him the number 2 shirt. And I just want to hear your opinions on it. Do you guys think this is not a big deal? Because for me, it seems like a bigger deal than people are actually making it out to be. For Arsenal to be holding on to their best players, and not only holding on to them, giving them the wages that they deserve. He's going to be one of the more higher paid players. Him, Bukayo Saka, and Gabriel Martinelli are all going to be closer to 200K now and over that than they were beforehand, where they were closer to less than 100K. But yeah, Staffy, what are you saying?
I wouldn't go as far as celebrating, but yeah, of course you should be happy. I'm not gonna shit on it. You should be happy. You re-signed one of your best players. He does have a bright future. He is one of the best young and upcoming center backs in the world. I think we had this debate on your show. Was it on your show last time where we were talking about Gavardio and him? And he's definitely one of the best, if not the best young and upcoming center backs in the world. Very soon he's going to be a regular starter for his national team. That's what I think, at least. Very good. I mean, you should be happy about it.
There you go. Kendall, what about yourself? What do you think? William Saliba staying at Arsenal. A couple years ago, we wouldn't be doing this. Do you think this is something to be happy about, or do you think people are just hating when they say, oh, why are you celebrating this?
Yeah, no, I definitely think it's something to be happy about because obviously, as you said, it's something that you've not been able to do consistently over the last in recent years, over the last couple of seasons. So, yes, you're making moves in the transfer market, but the retention's also really, really good of the players that you want to keep, with like new deals and things like that. So, yeah, I think it's really, really good. He's been phenomenal, obviously, in his first really regular season in the Premier League, injury aside, towards the end. But yeah, I think it's definitely a really, really good thing. And the fact that he wants to stay, obviously believes that he's going to be, go again next season and compete again next season. So yeah, I think it's a really, really good thing.
Big up. Ches, what are you saying as a Chelsea fan?
Yeah, it's good. I wouldn't say celebrate yet because obviously he needs to deliver. It's only one season he's played in the Prem. He's played well, but I wouldn't go over the top and say he's the best centre-back in the league at this moment in time. So got to prove it. But just like Levi Colwell, if we keep him in, I'll be happy. So I wouldn't say go over the top, but be very impressed with your club's change. What's changed about your club, Gal? Why has it changed all of a sudden in terms of like these contracts and the signings? They're like a new hierarchy. Like
yeah,
Chelsea is like that.
Fully new hierarchy, similar to Newcastle. I think you guys all had a whole changeover. Manchester United recently had a little bit of changeover. What we've done is, since Raul Sanelli left, a new director left. Edu, Mikel Arteta, Richard Garlick, who's the person who signs the contracts, the lawyer Tim Lewis, who joined after Edu got sacked, and of course, I think the most important part, the academy director, who is Per Mertesacker, former Arsenal player. So those five basically run the football club. Edu does the identifying the talent. Richard Garlick gets the contracts done. Mikel Arteta is the manager, of course, and then you have the lawyer in Tim Lewis and and these five have basically run the club. Before that, the last 7 years, we've had 3 different directors of football, 2 different CEOs. Now we finally have some stability, where before this whole Mikel Arteta era, post 2019, really, since the Pepe signing summer, we've had a lot more stability in the back room office. And I think Vinay also needs to be mentioned because he does a lot of the commercial side also. He's the actual CEO, CFO, but we don't really mention him because he doesn't really affect the football side. He does more of the commercial side. But yeah, and also shout out to you, Mustafa. Prayers out to Van der Vaart. I don't know if you guys seen what happened.
Van der Sar,
my bad. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
That was poor for me. But yeah, that's very sad. I don't know where I seen it first, but he's basically suffering with what was it?
It's a brain
bleed
condition.
on the brain.
Yeah, he basically has bleeding in his brain.
Wow. And he was on vacation in Croatia. So I think Ajax was the first person to announce it. Let me just post this up quickly so we can show you. But yeah, we honestly, I hope and pray everything's okay. And of course, hopefully he'll be back to doing what he loves, working in football very soon. But yeah, this happened on Friday, and his condition currently in the hospital, intensive care unit. But he's in a stable condition, so that's a relief. That's great to hear. I didn't really know too much about this until I seen Terry tweeted about it earlier, but I didn't really look into it too much. But yeah, man, pure legend right there. Hopefully he recovers, speedy recovery, and he's back to normal immediately. But yeah, let's continue with the Arsenal news. Did you guys know what the next thing was? Arsenal apparently have had 2 medicals done for their players, Timber and Declan Rice. Now, I'm going to ask Staffy's spoken about Declan Rice so many times. Kendall, you probably have too, but I haven't heard your takes on here. What do you think about the Declan Rice deal and the Timber deal? Declan Rice, £105 million. With Timber, it's around £36 million. So those are the 2 deals right there that are going to be wrapped up some point this weekend, because our first game is in 7 days.
Who's your first game? Is it like a preseason? Is it a tournament or a friendly?
It's a friendly at Nuremberg in Germany. We play them every year now.
I can't believe preseason's next week. That's actually mad.
Yeah, 7 days.
I feel like I wanted a break, but I also didn't. I've been so pretty bored.
I'm pretty bored of talking about transfers. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I learned
that.
I need a mix of transfers and football. I think that's a good blend.
Hey, we're gonna be talking.
Honestly, I've said this a million times. They just need to do a draft Like, they just need to do it like a draft, right? Just no one knows. I want like everyone to go out of business. I want Fabrizio and everyone to go out of business, right? Instead of recycling the same tweets every single day, like just with different words. Just honestly get on my wick. Them horrible Photoshop pictures when in shirts of players that they link to, right? I'm sick of it, right? Just do it like the NBA draft. One night, all the clubs go and say, right, this is who we sign and crack on. See there.
A football draft would never work.
Yeah, it would never. You
No, but I
understand
don't
how much negotiations
I don't mean a draft. I mean like just don't
like have it all announced on one night.
Yeah, just one day. I just want
relegation-
everyone to just be done on one day. I'm sick.
Imagine the views on that day. Imagine like
I know.
Igal at home, Igal and the missus are just like laying back watching and they're like, oh, what do you think Arsenal got? And all of a sudden he thinks
it'd be
Mbappe.
so good. But then too much people will be going out of business, so they won't like it. But I think that is what should happen. And then I would not have
you do
this
realize,
stress for like 3 months.
You do realize football transfers is actually more engaging than the regular season games, because there's a point in the season where Chelsea fans were completely tuned out of the season. Manchester United have already secured top 4. Liverpool fans knew they weren't going to do nothing, and people just stopped caring about watching games. There is a point in the season where the transfer window is actually more exciting than the actual season and the game.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Once you get Rice in, I mean, you're pretty much getting him in.
Yeah, you're done for now.
You're gonna be done. You're gonna be like, I don't care anymore. We got him. We got Timber. We got Havertz. You're not gonna be as interested because you still got you already got your big boys. Everyone else, you're gonna be like, oh, it's whatever. But like, I feel like me and stuff.
Guys, there's still one more big fish that we can get.
I don't know about that, girl.
We could get one of the best young midfielders in world football, and you guys think it's crazy, but I genuinely believe that.
I don't think Declan Rice is all that.
No. I'm not even talking about Declan Rice anymore.
Oh, you're talking about new signings?
I'm talking about this guy, and I think a lot of.
Who else are you going to get in? Do you think?
Tchouaméni's going to say.
Tchouaméni. You think I'm crazy? You think I'm laughing?
No. See, that's them Photoshop pictures that I can't stand. And I would actually ban.
It could actually happen though. Listen to this, right? Real Madrid go and get Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe joins Real Madrid. Real Madrid then go and give us Tchouaméni because they need to sell players. Big up Patrick for joining us. But yeah, so the reason why I brought this up is because Real Madrid are looking to get They're looking to get Mbappe, and this is what was being said. Arsenal and Liverpool have already apparently made bids for Tchouaméni, and apparently that Real Madrid would be looking to sell either Valverde or Tchouaméni for around 80 to 100 million euros if they were to get Mbappe's deal over the line this summer.
Yeah, but that would take you up to like what, like £250 million?
We've already spent 210. It could bring us up to 300.
So 300 million? Nah, you're not doing that.
No, we would.
You've actually been taking advice from Ches's owner. What's going on? Todd Bowley's just giving information from across West London.
Yeah. But Kendo, we have an opportunity to get rid of Thomas Partey and bring in one of the best. We'd be basically bringing in Patrick Vieira 2.0.
Hey, girl, can I give my opinions on Rice?
Well, you guys are laughing. Go ahead.
I was laughing the way Ches was just sitting back and he was like, I'm sick of it.
I thought it was banter from you and Terry.
I am dead serious.
Are you guys? Do you seriously think this whole Mbappe to Arsenal or Tchouaméni to Arsenal is true?
No. Mbappe is joining Real Madrid. Mbappe joining Real Madrid means that they're going to sell one of their midfielders. They're not going to sell.
Would they though, or just keep them because the other ones are older?
They're going to sell one of them to help balance the books and do stuff.
But why would they get rid of Tchouaméni before getting rid of Kroos and Modric?
Kroos and Modric don't have value. They literally are going to have to. That's the point.
That Tchouaméni has more value. So why would they get rid of him?
They're going to spend 200 million on Mbappe. They are not going to need all these midfielders.
Madrid is not paying 200 million for a player who's free next year.
Bro, I am telling you right now.
Mbappe is not leaving this year, bro.
Mbappe is leaving this year. PSG and Real Madrid are going to have to come to some sort of.
The reason why Mbappe leave this year, let me tell you why. He's way overpriced. No one's going to pay 200 million or 150 million when you can get him.
Why is free next year?
Wait. So you guys believe Mbappe is not leaving, or he's leaving?
No one is buying him.
He doesn't even till next year, I don't think.
Bro, the only reason why he's staying it's because he needs his loyalty bonus. That I think he can gain it like this summer for next year.
Oh, but they've made it clear that they want to move him on this transfer window.
It doesn't matter. He's under contract. It doesn't matter.
Moving him on. Do you know what I mean? They benefit from it. He doesn't benefit from moving on now.
No,
he
but
can wait one more year, get his P's, still get the same money, go Real Madrid for free.
No, but I seen this. I seen that he's agreed. Terms with Real Madrid. But
the sources, though.
This is for 2024. This is Sky Sports.
But look, to join them in 2024.
Yeah, this agrees with
next year.
No, I get it that it agrees with you, but the PSG hierarchy have said that they do not believe that they are going to keep him this transfer window at the end of the transfer window. If he's going to leave on a free, they're going to either force him to sign a new contract so they can get money for him, or they're going to sell him this summer. The PSG,
but he literally owns their club. He literally runs the club. Like he they were even going to offer him like random stakes in like Qatari like businesses and that. He'll dictate when he goes, and I think it'll be.
In this situation,
you believe that they have no say? Like they have no say in this whole matter?
They cannot force him. They cannot force him out of contract. He'll sue them. He can sue them.
Yeah.
No, but PSG can slap a 200 million price tag on him and
but no one is gonna pay.
But then, if you're Real Madrid, right? Yes, you can probably pay that money. But why the hell would you? Like you must actually be very silly because it like 200 million in a case of what 12 months he'll be or less than 12 months he'll be free. Like
even it doesn't. It actually can start speaking to them.
Yeah, because you can do it in 6 months because it's not in the same league. So you can go. You can in January. You can in 6 months. You can.
This is what the PSG president is saying. Of course, he's going to say this, but this is what he's saying. He's saying that Mbappe is annoyed. Kylian Mbappe is annoyed. Actually, this is Kylian Mbappe. He's annoyed by the comment said saying that he promises he will not be leaving PSG on a free, as the player does not remember making that promise.
Yeah, so that's saying like that the president said that he wouldn't leave for free, but Kylian Mbappe is saying, well, I didn't say that.
Sounds like Daniel Levy, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, this is Kane and Levy. Remember Kane? He promised me I'm going to be set free. Nah, it's
a verbal agreement. You know, verbal agreement. So shake my hand.
Igal, I don't see how you get it. Igal, next year he's free. In January he can negotiate a contract with anyone. So you're telling me that a club is gonna come and say here's 200. If PSG are smart, they have to drop that to 100. Somebody,
100 million is realistic. That's realistic. Because you get a lot more clubs inspired by that. But even 100 million is too much because his wages are going to be mad.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it's not even worth it.
Okay. But my whole thing is, if they bring in Mbappe, do you know what kind of money they're trying to give Mbappe? Oh. There's going to be somewhere where they sell or they do something to try to counteract the fact that they're going to give
Real Madrid don't spend money. They have a lot of money.
Real Madrid do spend money, but they're smart with the way they do stuff recently. They'll buy players like Tchouaméni and knowing that they're young and that they can get resale value if they sell them quickly in a couple of years' time. And they might do that with Tchouaméni. They also still have Camavinga. They recently just got the Turkish kid. You're telling me they're going to continue to collect these assets and not maybe ship off one of them?
Well, they've already got rid of Benzema's wages, so there's a thing off the start.
And Hazard as well.
Yeah, and Hazard,
and Asensio. Asensio was definitely some loyalty bonuses because he's been there for so many years.
For you to
and plus Ancelotti's leaving, isn't he, at the end of the season anyway? So they'll probably have a shake-up next season.
For you to get Tchouaméni, a lot of things will need to land in your favour. Partey would have to leave for a certain fee. You'd have to have Tchouaméni come in. Mbappe go to Real Madrid. There's a lot of things that have to work in your favour. It's not impossible.
Oh, one more thing. Sorry for cutting it. One more thing also. Tchouaméni has to be willing to leave a club that has a Champions League to go to a club that has 0 Champions Leagues.
That's not.
And they got.
Patrick can speak about it.
Saying he's so good. Why would he want to join a team where he's not even going to play? Because you're saying Declan Rice is
Tchouaméni would start
over who?
Havertz.
I thought Havertz is a 65 million player. He's going to be on the bench.
Right, that's fine.
Yeah, bro. You shouldn't be speaking. You have 80, 70 million pound players on the bench all the time. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but you guys are in poverty. We are not in poverty.
You're not in poverty, bro. If you haven't realized, the landscape of Arsenal Football Club has changed ever since we got rid of Ozil and Aubameyang. We've had money. We just started.
Hey, God, the only flex you've done is this transfer window. You haven't flexed that much.
Post-COVID, everyone laughed at us when we spent 150 million, and they said, "Oh, you spent 150 million, the most money."
Lukonga, is it Lakonga?
Yeah, but because wasn't 80 million on like Pepe though?
72 million was on Pepe, but that was before. I'm not after when we bought.
You paid that in coupons.
The Ben White.
He said you paid that in coupons.
The Ben White Ramsdale transfer window. Do you guys remember that transfer window?
Yeah.
Anyway,
How much did you pay? How much did you actually pay for Aaron Ramsdale? I can't remember now.
32 million. It was a lot.
32.
Yeah,
35, isn't it?
That's crazy.
Nah, that's okay actually.
Anyways, guys, I'm just gonna say this: the whole Mbappe segment was not gonna be Mbappe to Arsenal, because I could show you guys the Mbappe to Arsenal segment, and you'll probably sit here and laugh for 20 minutes, because the whole Mbappe to Arsenal thing is done and dusted, in my opinion. I don't believe it. I think Mbappe, if he was to pick a Premier League club, who would he pick, ladies and gentlemen? Because apparently he said he would pick Arsenal.
He's not
Or Miguel Delaney said he would pick
The
Arsenal.
only single place he ever goes is Real Madrid. I don't like. He does not even consider anybody else, in my opinion.
No, this is a hypothetical world. If he joined the
All
Premier League.
right.
Twice.
What?
He rejected us twice. As a 16-year-old, and then later on.
It's not really a question again.
I think he would choose
Madrid.
Aston Villa.
Apparently,
Just say it, guys. Just say it. You know what?
What about Newcastle?
Let me ask you a question.
I don't think so.
How much do you guys rate Miguel Delaney? I'm not gonna lie, I don't rate him that much. So
I have fat beef with Miguel Delaney.
He's
so
got stinkers.
to be honest, no, don't rate him at all.
You know what?
Why?
No, Igal, let me ask you, do you believe that Mbappe can say, "Oh, in the Prem, I want to go to Arsenal"?
This is he said, the way he worded it, he basically said that he believes that Mbappe's first preference would be Arsenal. And
Why? Why
Arsenal?
Apparently he likes Mikel Arteta's evolution.
Oh man,
It was the laugh maybe.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
one good season, and then
Who's that?
best player in the
I
world.
was just for some reason.
You know
I got
what? I think
confused, 'cause you know that
I
picture
think-
where he's got loads of posters on his wall. It's of Ronaldo, isn't it? I was thinking in my head, is it like who is it?
You know what? I'm just gonna say, anyone who says one good season, I think that's a casual take. I really do.
No, God, let me explain what I mean. Mbappe is only going to go to a club which has had a lot of recent success minimum and has projected success. Arsenal haven't had that. So you can't go to him, or you're guaranteed a Champions League or Premier League, and you're guaranteed this, because that's not true. You can't guarantee me that. Are you going to win a league next season?
I think we can.
But you never said you would. That's the point. So if you're going to
I think we can. If you want me to sit here and say we will, I can't predict the future.
No, but Mbappe is not going to be looking at you going, "Oh, you might not." Man City is more of like it's more than likely to happen. If I join that
Chelsea,
team,
even
us.
Listen, if you think Chelsea's a more guaranteed, bro, you need to get your head checked out. We're gonna talk.
Chelsea has got a UCL. There's an attraction there. I'm sorry, you have no UCL. I got
2 UCLs.
Is this what you're gonna do the whole
Chelsea
show?
are loose with their money, man. They're loose. They'll be the ones to pay.
Okay, so you know what?
Be like waiting for it.
Perfect segue to Chelsea. Let's just talk about Chelsea, guys. Have you guys seen who Chelsea have in their squad right now?
I just saw they sold Pulisic. Good for them.
This agenda stinks. Ugh.
Nah, bro. Let me land. You guys have sold Pulisic. You sold a lot of your players. But
wait, you're upset that you sold Pulisic?
No, I'm saying his agenda of like a lack of bad squad, basically. Continue with that.
Oh, because I said they sold Pulisic and he said the agenda stinks. I was like, wait, did he want to keep him? I was so confused. I was like, all right, I'm sorry.
No,
I thought that was good. A good thing.
Pulisic being sold to AC Milan is an upgrade for him, because he's going to actually play. And he's going to get an opportunity where he can get...
Well, it's not like he didn't get an opportunity in the Premier League. Let's be very
Chelsea have actually won this transfer window on outgoings alone. Like, literally, what the absolute hell. Like, Mount, Havertz, Pulisic, Loftus-Cheek.
Did you guys see them? I'm sorry, I know this is about Chelsea, but did you see the Mount video with his dad in the Man United locker room?
Yeah. Where he said, would you believe that you would... Oh, go on.
Yeah. We'll get to
Wasn't
it
this
later.
guy supposed to be the
Get
face
to-
of Chelsea?
Yeah,
Wasn't he supposed to be the face?
I tweeted he's the proper Mank. I thought he was the proper Chelsea.
Chelsea.
I never
Proper
That's a whole
Chelsea.
segment. That's a whole segment in itself. I'll be so honest.
I will get to that.
You know
I'll
what?
get to
You
that.
know what?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get to Mount when we're
Yeah.
segueing to Man
Okay,
United.
okay,
But
okay.
right now, let's go back to the squad. Have you guys seen the image of Chelsea's current squad before they've signed anybody?
No,
No.
show me.
I'm gonna show it to you guys.
It's probably like the Will Smith scene of when like there was no one in the room. That's probably what it is right now.
Nah, it's pretty bad. Like I don't know what they're gonna do, but I do think they're gonna at least get 4 quality players in. And of course, Pochettino has officially been announced as the Chelsea manager. How long do you guys think he lasts before people turn on him?
They'll turn on him within 4 months.
You guys are being so negative already. I don't
Nah,
like that.
I'm
Poch
just
slander.
joking. I'm just joking. Ches,
These
talk to me.
loaded questions, man.
Patrick isn't joking. Patrick means it.
No, but let's Staffy. Look,
No,
Chelsea
no,
fans.
wait,
Chelsea fans are next level. They would turn on him in 4 months if he get draws.
Did you not see me on the terrace yesterday? I
Yeah,
called
let
them
me-
the
let
most
me hear
spoiled
from
fan
Ches.
base in
What you
England, and they
saying, Ches,
hated me.
about-
Put up the squad though. I want to see it. So
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
put
wanna
up
see-
the squad in a
Yeah,
second,
yeah.
but talk to me about your new manager. What do you think?
Oh, Egal. I just thought you popped the squad already because there's nobody left.
Yeah, this is the list. This is the list.
Well,
So
I'm
funny,
trying to
Patrick.
find it.
I had to.
That was a good one. That was a good one, Patrick. I like it.
No, but Ches, talk to me. What do you think about your manager, though?
No, I'm optimistic. Like people keep saying, obviously trolling that we don't want to back a process, but if we see someone doing well, we're gonna back it. We back Tuchel. I know he had more credential, but if we see a potential, we're not gonna like blindly have blind faith and go, yeah, we're gonna trust you for losing games. Graham Potter wasn't doing well. Even rival fans are telling us we should have sacked him before. So if Potts comes in, improves some of the players' qualities, enhances the style of play, no one's going to be saying leave the squad if we're sitting in 6th, 7th. But if we're sitting in 15th, then obviously it's a bit different. So I'm looking at it like glass half full. I'm going to see what signings we make, see better football, hopefully get top 5 because that's going to be the coefficient next year with UCL, and then move on from there. So I think anyway, expecting Chelsea to title challenge or get to finals and win, I don't know, like 2 trophies is unrealistic. So we know where we're at. Look at our squad. You got flipping Kepa and Bettinelli, who his flipping name is, as our goalkeepers. So it's not looking great.
And
I'm not gonna lie, this is not bad actually, and I'll tell you why.
It's not bad,
I'm really not
but-
joking. I'll tell you why. Obviously, remove Pulisic from there. He's no longer there. When you're playing one game a week, you need a squad that this deep, and you're still gonna sign a couple players. Let's not act like you won't. That defense looks loaded. Yes, the midfield is thin, but you're gonna add names to it and a couple players to play in attacking positions with Nkunku one on the wing, and you have yourself a squad that the manager is going to be able to focus on and micromanage. The one thing you lacked last season was micromanagement because you had like 30 plus players. Players were changing in the hallway. They didn't have seats in the locker room because of how much players you had. You need something like that with this amount of young players. You need something this squad this thin so the manager can work with. And I bet you're going to see a lot of players that are going to improve.
Yeah,
And
see,
you know what else we
saying,
need? What else we need is people to do me a favor and hit that like button and let me know what you think about this Chelsea squad right now. But Ches, this is my point about this squad, right?
yeah, go on.
Goalkeeper is a problem.
Upgrading, yeah.
Center back is not actually a problem if you're going to play a back 4.
Anderson, Kepa good. Kepa was good last season though.
And your wing backs are not a problem. And reportedly, Kepa is going to be your starting keeper, but you might get another keeper just to challenge him. You're not going to pay big money for a big name keeper right now. You're not going to get a Miguel Menia.
Yeah. So
you're not going to get another big name.
Midfield.
Yeah, I was going to say
the AC Milan guy. Then you got the midfield. That missing name is obviously Caicedo, but even with Caicedo, your midfield is still Enzo and nobody else, really and truly. I don't know how much you rate this guy from Aston Villa. He's still extremely young to be trusted week in, week out as a player that can come in and be an impact off the bench. And then you go to your front 3 and Nkunku's quality, but the front 3, Broha or Jackson, Sterling or Mudryk, Madueke, is not enough yet. Like you guys really do need more attacking strength. And a lot of players have left the squad to thin out the squad. You've done a good job there. But I feel like the shell of your team is literally a good defense, no keeper, no midfield, no attack.
Yeah, so on that, let's be realistic. Chelsea are linked with 2 midfielders, 1 DM, 1 box to box. We're linked with an attacking player who can play on the right, and we're linked with a striker. If we get all those 4, we'll be more than good enough to get top 5, hopefully top 4. You add Caicedo, you add Shirky, for example, you add Vlahovic, instantly that makes our team very, very, very good. 1 game a week. I don't see why we can't get top 5 with those players. So I know what you're saying, but not everyone's like Arsenal who could spend 210 million in 2 weeks. So the transfer season's not over yet.
Coming from a Chelsea fan.
Nah. Run that back. What did you say?
Chelsea fan.
Let me land.
You spent 200 on one player if you wanted to.
I don't care. I'll run the agenda. So let the transfer window land, and then we'll see where we're at. Is that Man United fan? Staffy will tell you, crying about Mount, and then you're about to get Onana. So let it land for a bit, and then we'll see. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, squad's crap. When you add Caicedo next to Gallagher's name, you add Shirky next to Nkuku's, you have Vlahovic next to Jackson, you got a good enough squad. And Gal, with you, I see your agenda. When we have all the players, it's, you can't get rid of them. When we get rid of them, it's, you haven't got no one in. So I see the goalpost.
Bro, I swear I said that the exact same sentence you just said. Man. I said it to him last week on the top 6. I swear to God. I said, Igal, you can't make fun of them. He made fun of you guys for not getting players out. And when you got players out, he's making fun of you guys for getting out too many players out. I'm like,
you can never win.
You got to pick something here.
I'm not going to lie to you. There's a lot of ifs, though, in what he was saying. What I'm strictly saying is from the team they currently have right now, you have a lot of work to do.
But Igal, based off last window,
of course, Igal.
What's to tell you we can't get Caicedo and Vlahovic, for example?
I think you will get Caicedo.
I think Caicedo is all yours. Yeah, I think it's all yours.
Caicedo is all yours, right?
What about Vlahovic or Martinez no one rates? Let's say Muani.
Or Lukaku. You can bring back Lukaku.
Anyway, moving on. But who's to say we can't get Muani and
Patrick, you do these things to yourselves, bro.
Listen,
you said this nonsense.
My whole thing about Chelsea is this. You go and sign a spine, a goalkeeper, 2 midfielders, and a striker. Your team is cooking. But the quality of those players, I don't know if you're going to sign the quality that's needed to improve your team that much. Because right now, you have a bare shell of a squad. The reason why I showed the squad is because there's a lot of missing pieces. If you can sign 4 quality players, a quality keeper, 2 quality midfielders, and a striker, then I'll be like, you know what, this team is actually doing well, and you might be well equipped to challenge for top 4. But I still believe you then need to go and click, and you need to get them to play well under a new manager. There's still a lot of questions. I don't think what I'm saying is too crazy.
It's not. But why
what I was saying was, at this moment in time, as currently constructed, without any signings coming in yet, you have a very raw squad and nobody who you can really rely on to play in those positions week in, week out.
I agree.
So if you don't sign
the reason why I'm on to you right now is because your tone is very different when it comes to Arsenal. With Arsenal, it's a lot of like, in the future, we can win the league. With Chelsea, it's right now. We're looking at right now. Why is it one more for you?
1 second. There's more.
Why is it one more for you? But with my club, it's right now. If you look at your score right now, you should be winning the league, but you didn't.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So like, but you want to talk about the future. So why can't
we're talking about 2 different things here. We're talking about a team that finished 12th, that got rid of majority of their squad and still hasn't strengthened their squad yet. Where Arsenal, we've just made 3 signings, one of our record signings in addition to that, and we've been improving our squad. Looking at this sheet of paper right now, if I was a Chelsea fan, I'd be shitting myself.
Yeah, but
Can I say something on this? Can I say something on this? Igal, this is not me throwing, it's just being serious. Am I the only one, right? You got rid of Xhaka, and a lot of your fans are like, oh yeah, we needed fresh legs. That guy was important to your team, right? And the age he has, I think he could have stayed, regardless how some people maybe don't like him at Arsenal. I'm going to bring this back. Arsenal fans, you're hyping the transfer window, and I've seen some media people also hyping you. I'm sitting there and say, Kai Havertz, what the hell is he there for? Please, I want somebody to tell me, because somebody said on TalkSport, I know sometimes they talk rubbish. He said he might have an impact like Frank Lampard, and I laughed. And then somebody said you're going to play him in the number 8 or where Xhaka used to play. Kai Havertz cannot play where Xhaka used to play. Kai Havertz is not a player that goes into midfield and play good football. This guy was a first 9. That's what he used to play as. So let me ask you something. Right now, let's talk about Rice, who plays in a double at West Ham, plays in a double for England with Phillips. Who's going to be next to him? Who's going to be next to Rice? Who's playing the double with him?
Rice is going to play. This is how it's going to be. This is how we're going to be set up. In possession, in possession when we're attacking, it's going to be a situation where you're going to have a back three, and next to him, you're basically going to have Zinchenko. So it's going to be a back three, and Zinchenko's going to move forward.
So he's going to do the Xhaka thing.
Yeah, and when we're out of possession and we're defending, it's a situation where he's going to be a lone six, and he's going to not only have help with Odegaard, but he's also going to have the the two wingers getting back and helping out defensively also.
Can I tell you something, Egal? I'm going to tell you something simple. Why I mentioned that Rice was playing in a double. This is what happens. Rice might be different, but guess what? People who played in the double, they struggle. Rodri came to City, he struggled. You know why? His partner used to be Partey. When Partey went to Arsenal, he used to play in the double with Rodri. Guess what? It took time for him to gel in.
I said that.
Why are you guys so confident that Rice will become a single? Why? Even at the Euros, it was Phillips looking better than Rice at a point in time.
No,
Patrick, that is my next agenda. I'm just letting it cook. That agenda was for me. That was coming in August for me.
Let me season.
We're kind of.
That was coming for me in August. I planned that. That was on my schedule for August.
We're kind of all over the place, but I'll just say this: Arsenal Football Club, if we're going to sell Partey and Xhaka, we are going to sign another midfielder. And to just let everybody know in the comment section, there's the link to everyone's channels are going to be in the description. In the comment section right now, go check out Staffy, just started a new channel. You can check out his link there. Of course, Kendall, I'm going to put her link to her channel in the comment section. And of course, True City Fan? There you go. We're going to put my guy Patrick's channel there too. But let me just say this. Arsenal, if we sell Declan Rice, if we sign Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, and nobody else in midfield, and we sell Partey or Jorginho with Xhaka, we've weakened our midfield. We know the back end of last season, squad depth was the issue. This is why squad depth might not necessarily be the issue for Chelsea, because they're going to only be playing one game a week. I acknowledge that. But at the same breath, they lack quality. That's why I'm making fun of them. Where Arsenal, we have the quality and we're adding more quality to it. It's not a situation where Kai Havertz and Declan Rice are the only midfield signings. If Partey leaves, we've been heavily linked to Lavia. We've heavily been linked to other midfielders. And you watch out. If there's a situation where we sell Balogun, we sell Partey, we've already sold Xhaka. We could come back. 1 second, we could come back for Caicedo if you guys don't get your act together.
Let me just say this. Isn't you the same manager, you've been praising that made Saka, a youngster, into X amount of goals per season? Isn't he the same guy that turned Martinelli into this next goal scorer? Isn't he the same guy that unlocked Odegaard? Why can't Potts do that with Madueke and Mudryk? And then
that is the right question to ask, because Patrick.
I want to wait one second, because I know you're on my page. Why is it with your manager? It's he can do this, he can do this. When it comes to Chelsea, it's your squad on paper right now looks rubbish. Why? It doesn't add up. And also back on the right,
is generational chess.
I never said Poch.
And also with the Rice thing, I think Patrick, to answer your question, the only reason why they're so gassed that he's going to come in and do the business is because he's a shiny new toy. The same thing they mock me about. Because Rice, in my opinion, isn't the best DM in the league and wasn't close to it. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but I think they're buying him for the potential, not for the right now. So for you guys to say, Rice coming in makes us title challenges and proves us in the league, and you get rid of Partey, and let's say you bring in Lavia, I disagree. I disagree.
Bro, I told him he's not even better than Partey yet. He could be, but he's not currently better than Partey.
Wait. Everyone in the comment section and everybody here, who's a better footballer right now? Thomas Partey or Declan Rice?
Man, the Partey you guys were hyping, that is one of the best DMs. Now Partey is being compared to Rice. My God.
Bro, he was the best DM in the league for 29 games. And then his drop off
Partey was good last season. We stuffing Patrick and Kendall put our hands up. He was good.
No. I think Kendall backs me on the Rice point.
Rice was never better than Partey last season. Never. How can
he's not a better footballer than him? Yeah. Yes, he has better availability, but he's not a better footballer than him. And he hasn't played as a lone six. He played in a double pivot. And people like Hussam is very persistent that he's going to be able to do that.
He played in a double pivot, but who's his partner?
Suchek and then Phillips.
Suchek, yeah, I think.
No. But what did Suchek do any defensive work?
Bro, but that's not the point. The point
that the point is
Igal, the point. Igal, my
you
point
know what a double is, Igal?
Patrick said it perfectly,
my
bro.
point is Souček was more of a liability, and Declan Rice had to do more of the defensive work in the first place.
No, that's not the point. No, that's not the point, Igal. When you play in a double pivot, it's completely different than being on your own in that 6. When you're on your own on that 6, you have to read the pitch a lot better. And I'm not saying that he can't do that or he won't do that. I'm just saying he hasn't done it yet. And I mentioned to you last time that playing for a Pep system, which is very similar to what Arteta's doing, so they both play the same systems, people take longer to develop, which is why it took you guys 3 years to actually be a good team. You would finish 8th, and 5th because some of these players were not good enough. The ones that were good enough ended up sticking around and had a title contending year after 3 years of learning, and some of them and the bad bunch were let go of. Now, what I'm saying is, if City themselves sign good players that come in under Pep and they need a year of development, people like Grealish and Rodri and all these players that they get, if they need a year to develop and to adapt to Pep's system, why am I supposed to believe that Rice is going to come in and adapt to the Arsenal system right away when it's a very similar system to Pep? So he's going to have to learn the same style of play that they do in City. And at the same time, he's not like, he hasn't done that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a very possible thing to say, like, listen, he might need a year to develop. The thing that made it easy for Partey when he came in, Partey plays in Spain. Spain plays a similar style of that tiki-taka football that Pep and Arteta do. So he kind of understood it from playing in Spain. Declan Rice has not done that in David Moyes' system. David Moyes' system was just parking the bus and hitting everyone on the counter. That's shitty football. That's not. He's coming in with a lot of talent, but no tactical awareness of how to play it in the system.
It's not about the price, girl, and no one's mocking him for the price. I don't really care about that. You pay.
I don't care about prices.
It's more about Arsenal fans dismissing Partey like he was nothing, like he was just some guy who was just doing a little bit here and there.
He isn't available. I get that, but he's not a bad player.
Again, I'm not trying to dismiss Partey. I'm literally just looking at understand why the club would want to sell him. He's 30 years old. The guy at times he's not reliable because he's always injured or he's missing these big games for some reason that we don't know about, mysterious missing games. Now, that's not the main reason why the club's not going to sell him. The reason why they're going to potentially sell him is because he has 1 year remaining on his deal. And if they can find an opportunity to sell him for 40 million, which Saudi were looking to come in for, that would be a realistic option. But apparently the player doesn't want to go to Saudi Arabia. It could be a situation where all of this stuff is irrelevant and come the end of the transfer windows, he ends up staying. Now, if he ends up staying and we don't sell him and we sell Jorginho, I still believe whoever goes out from this midfield, we are still short one midfielder. We're going to sign one midfielder if we sell one of them. If we don't sell any of them, we're going to stay as put and we might bring in another attacker. But Arsenal's transfer window is not done, my guys. I'm telling you right now, there's at least one more signing coming in. It could be a defender if Kieran Tierney leaves. It could be an attacker. Right now, I don't know. All I know is we're going to sign one more player. And the level of quality of that player depends on who leaves. If Partey leaves, we're going to sign a big midfielder. I could see us going for Caicedo again if you guys aren't careful.
You guys, so who are you going to sell to bring in Caicedo?
No, but that would be like Thomas Partey, Balogun, and we've already sold Xhaka. It would be we would raise around close to 100 million just off those three.
Do you know what? This is what I can say, Gal. Look, more power to you guys for buying all these players, and fair play to you guys for bidding more than us for Declan Rice. No hard feelings. But what I'm trying to say is, Xhaka and Partey leaving, I think, is a big gap that's been left. Because when Fernandinho left City, Rodri was sometimes mad. A few times, obviously, he was helped by Gundogan tracking back. It's just that Partey and Xhaka, they played such a great game in that midfield. If you take those two out at the same time and just replace them with random ones and say they're going to work, I think you guys will go behind a bit with Partey and Xhaka leave. Obviously, Xhaka's already gone.
It's always a risk in the middle of your rise to try to retool and change things around. But this could also raise our levels. The same way where you're saying it could decline, it could also raise our levels. But where you're saying, oh, I'm not keeping consistent with Chelsea, the thing is, there's so much more unknowns with Chelsea, where Arsenal, we've already seen the manager. We already seen a lot of these guys play, where Chelsea, you're literally doing everything from scratch with the new manager next season, from a team that was horrific. It can only get better. I still expect you guys to improve massively and maybe go into a top 4 race next season. But I still need at least 4 new signings, where Arsenal, we're closer to a finished product. But Kendo, these guys were telling me about Partey. Declan Rice and Partey, where do you stand with that?
in terms of what's the question? Like, who do I like better on?
Yeah.
I think Partey has been, but I prefer Declan Rice.
Okay, fair enough. So she agrees with me.
I'm a massive Declan Rice fan. I think, as I've said a million times, like last season, obviously I went to every single home game, and I have done for 16 years, and he is one of the only players that I've seen outside of a Big Six club that has actually dictated every single phase of play from the back. Like every single time he dictates tempo of the game, of how West Ham play. I'm such a massive fan of Declan Rice. But I think obviously Partey has been at a higher level for Arsenal like for the past few years, but I prefer Declan Rice. If it was me choosing between them both to have at Newcastle, I would have Rice.
Okay, and what do you guys think about Chelsea? Do you guys think they're selling a lot of players and they're doing well selling those players? But do you think they're going to be able to bring in enough quality come the end of the transfer window for this team to look complete? Or that's not what really you should be worried about? It should be more or less just try to see what they can do by the end of the transfer window and give them time. What are you guys saying? Because I feel like judging the team is too early to judge a team, and I'm not trying to judge a team yet, but I'm strictly saying if they don't bring in 4 quality players, it's going to be a very concerning season for them.
Talking about Chelsea again?
Yeah, because this whole thing was about Chelsea originally.
Oh.
And he turned it back to Arsenal.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why Patrick did that, but yeah, he did a weird spin to put it on Arsenal.
So weird.
And he chose the wrong Arsenal to compare it to. I thought he was going to compare it to early days Arsenal.
You mean when they also struggled and were given a chance and they came back?
That's what I thought you was going to talk about. But you compared them to this Arsenal, and they're in a completely different phase than Chelsea. So I was like, that actually makes no sense. But I feel like, listen, yeah, I'm gonna be very honest. I think you do have a hatred towards Chelsea, and sometimes you don't see it when you talk about them. Like, you're a little bit too harsh on them because, wallahi, bro, what I'm telling you, they're in a very similar phase that you guys were in 3 years ago. And
I wouldn't say 3.
Huh?
I wouldn't
4
say
years ago.
You're saying 3 years, as in it will take us 3 years like it took them.
No, I'm saying they're in the same phase that you guys that they were in 3 years ago when Arteta came in and he started clearing house. The only difference is, and I tried explaining this to you, Igal, which is why this is happening right now, they didn't take it slowly. Slowly, you buy in players, 3-4 players every summer go in, 3-4 players go out. They didn't do that. The manager, the owner chose to come in and absolutely buy a new team. He bought over 11, 12, 13 players. I don't know how many players he's bought in this 1 year. So, yes, he did things a little bit more expedited. But when you do things like that, you also have to sell players in an expedited fashion. This is why they're selling too much players. But when you really think of it, they're just selling too many players because they already bought too many players. Ideally, you don't do it like that. But that's how they started it. Might as well finish it that way. You can't just buy all these players in and not sell anyone. You'd make more fun of them, actually, if they didn't sell anyone or not. But as I said, this squad being this thin, I think it's fine. They're still going to add players. Ches, correct me if I'm wrong. Did you add anyone other than Jackson, that striker? I don't think you've made any signings, right?
The only thing that's positive is Broja has come back from injury. Broja.
Oh, Broja.
Yeah, so he's come back from ACL.
So you have Broja coming back for injury. You bought Jackson. That's the only guy I think you guys bought so far. You have this young upcoming kid, Colwell.
Kunku. Don't forget Kunku.
Oh, in Kunku. There you go.
He's saying Kunku. Yeah.
But you added him. So they're still, they're 100% going to make at least 3 more signings, including Caicedo. What they're doing right now, I think it's perfect. I think it's going to pay off. I think you're going to see a lot of Chelsea players improve because they are not the 12th best team in England. Let's be very honest. That was a reflection of their season, but that wasn't a reflection of how good they are. On paper, they are much better than this. So having a squad this thin, it's going to benefit them. As I said before, they're going to get a lot of micromanagement, a lot of time on the pitch when they don't have to play Champions League and Europa League. I think you got to give them a little bit more credit and respect than that.
Kendall, what are you saying? You think I'm being too harsh on Chelsea to say that getting rid of all these players, that they're leaving themselves kind of thin going into next season if they don't sign 4 quality players?
I don't think you're being harsh because if it's hypothetically going to stay like that, then yes, they are leaving themselves thin, regardless of anything in terms of depth. Although they do only have 1 game a week, so it won't be as bad. But the only thing I would say is obviously Chelsea have a great history of getting deals done. They're not even in this new ownership. They've outgoings and ingoings. They've got it done, and spent the money. So I think they'll definitely do business this summer. I don't think that's ever going to be a question, really. So yeah, it just really remains to be seen. I'm really, really interested to see how Pochettino does with this team, because I rate Pochettino a lot. But again, this team has had no real system, direction of play, I think, for long before Potter came in. I think under Tuchel, I've said this a million times, I hated the football that Chelsea played under Tuchel. I just thought it was just not great.
You're getting called out. People in the chat are saying,
yeah, look at that comment. Look at that comment.
People are saying you're just saying what I want to hear. What the hell?
What? I wasn't even listening to the earlier conversation about Rice. Everyone knows that I love Rice, if that's what you're referring to, and because I agree with. Well, I didn't really agree. I'm just saying what I think.
Because he said Kendall's.
To be honest, Igal did say Kendall's gonna agree with me. Yeah.
Did you? Oh,
you were talking to your daughter or something. He was like, when Kendall comes back, I think she's gonna agree with me.
I think it's because Igal knows how much I love.
He was telling me, stop talking about Partey. Declan Rice is clear of him before the season even ended.
Yeah, I love Declan Rice. But yeah, as I say, I think I can see both sides. If it stays like this, hypothetically, they don't get any transfers, and obviously it's going to be thin, but I highly doubt that is going to happen at all. Like, Chelsea will do business, they will spend money. And yeah, I think they'll be fine. I think it'll definitely be, I said top 6 for Chelsea next year, because I think the squad's good enough to get top 4, obviously, if they get the players in. But I just think it might be just too much of a expected jump up, especially when other teams are going to strengthen like above them as well. So yeah, but I do think they'll be fine. I think they'll get players in, so can't see it being like that. Like them and Tottenham, they've both only got 1 game a week, so they've got an advantage again on the teams that don't. And like teams like us, for example, Villa, Brighton, who aren't used to playing European football in recent times, so we've got to judge that as well. So yeah, I think they'll be fine next season, to be fair.
I think they have enough quality for the phase they're in, Igal, to be honest. You're talking about them like they need a prime striker, a prime midfielder. I mean, they kind of do.
Well, you know what? They do need a midfielder, and this is the problem.
Which is Caicedo. We know they're
refusing to pay the 100 million, though. If this was Arsenal, people were saying, stop being cheap, pay the money.
No, yeah, but I think Chelsea are probably the only team that will pay 100 million.
This is your and Igal, you brought it back. Do you know who's causing all this? From now on, every midfielder will be judged from Rice 105. Everybody wants it from there. No, trust me. Just watch this from now on. Everybody's midfielder will be above.
To be fair, I have to defend Igal on this. Last year, there was another midfielder that went for 120 million.
Let's not mention his name.
So Igal's team did not see for once. I'm defending Arsenal fans. Arsenal fans in the comments, remember this one for me, because you always say that I'm against Arsenal. It was Chelsea that started this last season. No. But Igal, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why it's not the same as talking about Arsenal. When I say Arsenal must get Rice, it's because you were competing. If you want to go and win the league next year, you must make these final moves, just like how Liverpool did it a few years ago when they needed a defender and a goalkeeper. They don't get a pass, but I'll explain the difference. These guys are building. You are more in your final stages of the shape of your team.
Yeah.
So if when Liverpool got Van Dijk and Alisson, you know why they overspent? Because they knew these were the final 2 pieces of the jigsaw. That's the same situation you're in with Rice. Whereas as Chelsea, they're still building. Yes, I still think they must get Caicedo, because there's no point of buying Enzo and not putting a proper DM next to him. But they have more leeway to sit there and just negotiate and try to bring the money down a little bit. I think it's all going to come down to the fact that it's more of it's a game of chess right now. They know they need a DM. They also know that they just got paid. Brighton don't really need to sell because they just put him on a new contract and they already sold McAllister, so they kind of made their money this summer. So it's more of like who's going to budge in first. So this one might take a time. When it came to the Rice, you needed Rice right away because you need to get him in the preseason. You need to get this team ready to compete for the league. You have less time to fuck around, basically. Excuse my language than that.
Okay, and you know what? I just want to end the Chelsea and Arsenal segment of the show and go to Newcastle now. But before we go any further, Ches, did you have one more thing to say? And I've really pissed off a lot of people. Just to let you guys know, if Arsenal don't make any more transfer signings at this moment in time and we don't sell any more players, we're good. If we sell Partey and we don't make any more signings, we're not in a good situation, and I'll be calling it out. So Alex, if you want to know that, and also I won't be.
What's pissed people off though? I don't understand.
Apparently, I trigger a lot of Chelsea fans quite easily.
No,
I mean, you do have an agenda, but it's okay. They're just
your
sensitive.
agenda kind of stinks. It's like a green.
No, it's not an agenda. Listen, there's no. My agenda is literally to talk about football in a manner that people don't like to hear. Sometimes
Okay, fair enough. I'll tell you something you don't like to hear. Then,
if you don't like to hear the fact that your squad at this moment in time needs 4 quality players, and if your team doesn't get those 4 quality
it's like
players,
I said nothing, Iga. I explained all this, and you still saying they need 4 quality players.
Let me land this point. The point is this. I think you're very envious and jealous that our rebuild looks like it will take a lot shorter than yours did. It's fine. Listen,
and you said this when you signed
and a lot more money than us.
Yeah, Kendall, guess what? Money wins you titles.
My team never finished in 12th.
Does it?
My team never finished in 12th. And what you guys did last year.
Yeah, but again, you're being too.
One second. Our rebuild has cost us 600 million up until this point, and we're in a title race. You guys have spent 600 million.
But that's what expedited means. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
But they won the Champions League in this spending. They won the Champions League.
I don't want to hear about
600 million.
Guys, hold on.
Title race. Don't spend money and talk to me about title race. When we spend money, we freaking win. Look at the last 20 years. Don't talk to me about title race. You spent this money. You rate Declan Rice. I want to see a league title, gal. I want to speak to you next summer.
And you know what? When we do get that league title, and when we do get that coveted Champions League one day, you guys are all going to be quiet. But let's
you see, Staffy, do you see the difference between me and Igao? At least I accept I'm shameless. Igao is shameless but denies and tries to make it look like.
Igao doesn't want to understand what I explained to him.
Win the league.
Guys, that's it. We're done. The Chelsea side of the thing is done. I know
this is the most I've ever had fun with a Chelsea thing, bro. I never like talking about Chelsea.
If Chelsea don't like me, it's okay. But Chelsea, pick up for jumping on. Let's continue the show. Let's go to Kendall now. Kendall, you have your boy Harvey Barnes. The deal is getting close. It's gonna cost how much? 30 something? I think I seen it for 35 something.
I don't know. I haven't seen what the fee that's reported at all.
It's right here. I just had it. Yeah, so it's 35.
Oh, 35.
It's 35 million pounds. Newcastle are willing to pay, and of course, they've discussed its progress. This was about 15 minutes ago. West Ham, of course, and we're trying to get him, but you beat West Ham to the punch, and he's now close to joining your club. How do you feel about the signing or potential signing of Harvey Barnes to Newcastle? And everyone in the chat, let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is a good transfer for Newcastle? Take it away, Kendall.
To be honest, like obviously everyone's going to be like, well, it's not a Hollywood name, it's not like a glamorous signing, which I get that completely. But it's just like, again, like shrewd, astute business. Like 35 million to us is like, we paid 45 for Gordon. So what was that? What's he saying?
I didn't even notice the super chat. I'm so sorry, Alex. Big up, Alex. He's been in the chat the whole time angry at me. He said, thank you for showing everyone how Chelsea hurt Egal's childhood. This was big for you. Kendall, what?
I think you're saying about Newcastle.
Was it a big jump for you?
I absolutely get that, but that's like it doesn't happen very often. Like it was a bit of an anomaly season. I suppose Aston Villa did it this time. I'm not saying they can't, as I said, but I would say Chelsea fans who are thinking that they are going to definitely get top 4 are just setting themselves out for hurt if it doesn't happen. That was my point. Anyways, God, Chelsea fans are bare triggered the last few days.
Everybody here right now. Does Chelsea get top 4 in your opinions, guys?
No. As I've said.
I love this. There's a win-win for me.
No.
It is a win-win for
you. Say what you think.
It's your prediction for the rivals. You didn't ask me.
I think you guys are finishing 6th or 7th.
Well, can I say something? It might be difficult for Newcastle and Arsenal now that you're in the Champions League, because in the Champions League you have to play your best team. Teams are stronger.
I don't think we get top 4 next year.
You don't think so?
I think Newcastle get 5th.
Yeah, I think we get 5th.
So you still think you make Champions League, just not top 4, basically?
Yeah, so 5th, because 5th place is Champions League next year. I just don't. I just don't see how we navigate like I don't know how we will. I might be underestimating us though, but like I just don't see how. I can't obviously envision how.
There's a lot of anomalies last season, like.
I think.
I said that a million. I said that.
No, not just you. As in Arsenal's all jumped up loads.
Who finishes higher, Tottenham or Chelsea next season?
Chelsea.
I'm
Depends what
pleading
Kane
the
says.
fifth on this one.
Honestly,
No, Happy. I don't like
I'm
this
being
goal.
deadly serious now, right? And I don't care what anyone says. I hope Tottenham fade into oblivion. I'm sure they won't, but I hope they do.
Why?
I hate them, can't stand them. I've never had a problem with them ever, right? And lately, I'm absolutely sick to death of them, like genuinely sick to my stomach.
Tottenham, right?
Welcome to the club. We also hate them at Manchester
Seeing
City.
their crack on Twitter is actually winding me up to the point of like no return.
Did you see what they did when Liverpool?
I'm getting actual hatred, like actual hatred for the idiots.
Are you talking about Tottenham or Chelsea?
Tottenham celebrated when they got McAllister, and they did that video. Looney Tunes. Did you see that?
When they got Maddison, yeah.
Maddison. They got Maddison, and the guy did the Looney Tunes video.
James Maddison
didn't
go to Looney Tunes. He wanted to play with Tottenham. Didn't want to play with Botman. Like,
I sent it to Kendall,
like, I
literally. Like, remember I sent it to you, and we said Jay was the executive producer behind it.
Listen,
he had to be.
What about this? If Jay was on this show right now, he would go crazy.
I'm happy he's not, because now we can talk about Spurs without being worried that someone's gonna like shoot us, bro. Like, goddamn, like relax.
Because right, it's actually reminds us. I'll tell you why I'm not forcing a rivalry or anything, because I'm sure they'll be like, "Oh, you're rattled, like you're forcing a rivalry." No, you're literally forcing a rivalry because you think that you signed a player over a team that wasn't even bothered. We didn't bid for James Maddison. I don't know how many times I have to repeat this conversation. We were interested from January. We didn't bid for him. We didn't officially go in for him. You didn't sign him. He didn't go, "Oh, I'd rather go to Tottenham over Newcastle." He didn't do that. Like, yous were the only ones in. I don't know how many times I have to repeat myself. And I had an argument with, I'm sure Patrick won't mind me mentioning it. Not Patrick, obviously, he's just been on. Patrick, Tottenham fan. Like, he posted yesterday because someone had like posted a video of Tonali and being like, "Oh, he looks so depressed. He doesn't even want to be here." And then someone had posted a chant, and Patrick had been like, "Oh, James Maddison heard 10 seconds of this chant and said, 'Oh, I'd rather go to Tottenham.'" And then he said Newcastle fans were replying to him, and he was like, "Oh, why are you forcing a rivalry?" But he mentioned it first. And I was like, Patrick, like, you're literally doing it all times. Actually a sickness. That's genuinely like, he's actually unwell.
Did you see him celebrate Maddison going to his club over Tottenham? And he said, "Paul," and he's like, "Look, I told you they don't have mad. Honestly.
But anyway, that's where my Tottenham vibes are coming from. I actually genuinely didn't have a problem with Tottenham before. They were just like, I was indifferent to them before. But
what
now
do you
I'm
think
just
about
like,
Harvey Barnes though?
Anyways, yeah, Harvey Barnes. As I said, I think it's just a relatively astute signing. I can't see a problem with it really. He's perfectly capable. He's shown what he can do. He's a very Eddie Howe type player. He's more cover for us in a position that we need cover for. He's young. He's homegrown. Don't see a problem with it really, like at all. He's not the most glamorous of signs. Obviously, we were in for like Szoboszlai before and things like that. But yeah, I don't see a problem. It's just and he's half the price of Szoboszlai that we would have had to pay for that. So yeah, I think he's completely fine.
Well, Alex, you're welcome to join us on Sunday. Right now, it's closed. Wallahi, I'll send you the link Sunday.
He wants to come and argue about Chelsea.
You can join us Sunday because I don't want to spend more time.
You know he's gonna fight about.
Yeah,
Chelsea.
you know he's gonna come with the smoke, boy.
Listen, I was literally on Jeffrey Lewis's channel earlier.
Look at this comment.
I just said hi and they just went nuts. He said NC are better shape than what? Newcastle
in better shape than us. Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
Alex, just chill down on that a little bit. Yeah.
Listen, you see the bias. I see it. It's fair enough. Anyways, Newcastle have done good. This is a player who a lot of people have wanted also, Kendall. So you guys really did good getting Harvey Barnes. But yeah, 35 million, good deal. If it does go through, you got yourself.
I think St. Maximin leaves. I think St. Maximin leaves though.
Oh, you're gonna hate that. You're gonna be disappointed.
I was gonna ask that. What does that do to St. Max?
I can't. Yes, we need depth, which I understand. So everyone will be like, "Well, I want him to stay," and I really do want him to stay, but I just can't see a scenario that he's happy enough to be even further down the pecking order because, like, Joe Linton plays there now. Isak plays there if Wilson starts as a 9. We signed Harvey Barnes. There's another player who's got more output than St. Maximin this season. Even if we move him over to the right, we've got Almer on there who normally starts, Anthony Gordon who's currently having a really, really good Euros with the under-21s, and Jacob Murphy also plays there. Not that Jacob Murphy's Champions League quality, but there's another 3 players. I can't see a scenario where he's happy to be down the pecking order in both positions, because I do think he deserves to get game time somewhere, and I think he is good enough to get game time. So, and plus he's probably at this current time of players that we have, he's our most sellable asset that we would be happy to sell. So I just can't see him staying. He's been ultra cryptic as well on Instagram, doing random things. So I don't know what his thoughts are, but I'll be sad if he goes.
How do you rate the announcement video?
Was a bit. I need, like, do you know what? Announcement videos, unless you're like, come to Besiktas, like, I'm not a fan. Like, just give me come to Besiktas. Like, that's what I need. I need that cringy, like, the Rudiger video where they're like, can I have Rudiger on my shirt? Oh, you can't have Rudiger on your shirt.
I like the little glasses part. I thought that was cool. They should have just took a photo like this instead of doing a video.
They did take a photo of him just like that.
Kendall's gonna buy glasses like that.
I know. I'm gonna look. Sadly, I will not look as cool as Sandro Tonali.
You want to know something? Any top 6 team signed Sandro Tonali. This is a massive coup. You guys did great, and honestly, I rate the signing.
Yeah.
I'm eager to find out why Greenwood's trending, but I'm not going to click it.
It's because he's going to go Atalanta.
He's going to Atalanta.
Yeah, he's going to Italy.
Is he?
We can talk about him, by the way. It's fine. It's a lot of people talk about him now. He's on every show. You know, he's no longer in court for anything, so we can actually.
Wait. He's going to Atlanta in return for
on loan. So he's going to get loaned to Atalanta, and
they're probably going to get Hojlund back.
That's probably going to be a part of the deal of getting Hojlund. Yes.
What? This is crazy.
Which is sad to me because Greenwood is a better player, but I know he's never going to play for our club again.
He's never going to play for your club we know why.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's never going to play for the club again. But as a player, he is better than Hojlund.
Man United care too much about PR and the club status and the way it looks. So there's no way he's playing for the club unless
has emerged as a make weight.
I'm going to be honest. I genuinely thought he might actually play for them again, because just the way that the PR was going, and it was like, you know, like when you soft launch like your partner, like it was like a soft launch of him in training, like it was like a little, let's have a picture of him training, let's have a little talk about it. And like Laurie Whitwell was like, ooh, you know, Ten Hag
said he doesn't want to sell him. Yeah, Ten Hag
so I was like, oh, here we go. He's going to play, and I genuinely thought he would.
He'll definitely stay. He'll come back to the team if he bags like 30 goals, like 25. He'll come back.
I don't think so. No.
You don't. I think he could, Safi. I can't lie.
No chance. I'll tell you why. His contract runs out soon. They're trying to get something in the meantime, so they don't spend all that money. It's at the end of the day, it's a business move. And I said that on Saeed's channel weeks ago before all this happened. He said maybe they're trying to loan him out. I forgot who said that. They're trying to loan him out. Maybe he gains some form and they'll bring him back next season. Not a chance. Because the season didn't even start. You could have had him in preseason and ease him back into the team no matter how long it takes. But it's not even about fitness.
You don't rate Tonali? I mean, not Tonali. You don't rate
Hojlund? I rate him, but he's not better than Greenwood. I thought, listen, when Greenwood came out on the scene, I thought he was the best finisher I've ever seen play for the club. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, this guy was amazing, and he was like 18 or 17 doing that. So I was like, imagine in a few years what he's gonna do. And he fucked up his career. I've never been so upset over some player news like when he had his whole issue that happened a year and a half ago. Because I knew his career was over, and it hurt me because he was my favorite player. So I think he's done with the club. I think he's gonna go to Atlanta and see that 1 year out, and eventually he's gonna go to Turkey or Italy. Something like that's gonna happen. Mourinho wanted him. Juventus wanted him. He'll have a good year, I'll tell you that, because Atalanta does play that attacking football. So he's gonna go to Italy. He's gonna play well, and then he's gonna leave next year. I think his contract runs out next year. So I think he's done with the club.
Interesting. And before we go on to Onana, I'm gonna go find that video of Mason Mount. But anyone else have anything else to say on Greenwood?
We could talk about Hojlund, not Greenwood.
Yeah. I seen Manchester United fans already have an agenda on Hojlund. They don't rate him that much. They think
because he's a very raw talent. He's a very raw talent.
Manchester United fans posting fail comps of a player they haven't signed yet. They're saying if Ten Hag brings this guy, I'm not backing him. What's up with your boys?
Listen, these are the same fans that when I said I'd take Neymar, they said no, but they said they'd take Mason Mount, and that was like over a month ago. So I don't expect much from some of these fans. You know, they already hate me. They always say I'm negative. They say I'm not a proper Man United fan because I'm always negative. Listen, consume your football your way. I'll consume it my way. I know what a real footballer is, and I guess you can rate your players the way you want. Hojlund is a good player. He's a raw talent, but yet again, he's 20. He's 20 years old. He has 9 goals in about 20 starts. That's actually not bad when you think of it. 9 goals in 20 starts only. That's not bad, you know. So imagine him with a little bit of developing and coaching by Ten Hag, and then playing with a better team around him. More
Is he a 9 or
is he a what?
Is he a 9 or is he like a versatile?
He's a 9. He reminds me of Haaland in his like Salzburg days, where he was just like a freak, just running all over the place, getting goals.
He's very short and
no, he's tall.
Wait.
He's tall.
How tall is he?
He's like 6'3".
Sorry, why does he look so short?
I thought so too. He's actually tall. No, he's a tall player. And he's very, very athletic, bro. That's what I'm saying. He kind of reminds me of Haaland in his early days. I just don't want to say that so people say, oh, look, stuff is already saying Hojlund is as good as Haaland is.
I'm sorry. Yeah, he's
6'3".
Looks really short for some reason.
Bro, for that height to be that fast, that's actually very good. He is Scandinavian. Yeah.
I know he's so fast. He will kick the ball ahead of 2 defenders that are in front of him and catch the ball before them.
That's mad.
He's actually not fast. His strides are just like he has long strides. That's what I'm saying. He kind of reminds me of Haaland because of that. Because Haaland's actually not fast like that, but because he's tall, he has these long strides where he just looks like he's struggling.
Yeah. I think it's time.
It's interesting actually that you just said that. Just sorry, one more point, Staffy, about you saying Scandinavian strikers, because if you think of like Isak, Haaland, obviously it's Hojlund, it's like actually like very similar builds, like very similar builds, very similar styles of play, like attributes to their play. Actually, I never really genuinely thought about that until just you've mentioned that.
Because they're neighboring countries. One is Norwegian, the other one is Danish.
Swedish as well, has it?
Yeah, Swedish. Yeah.
Patrick had to leave, guys. He's not going to be staying on so we might not cover Gavardio. We'll cover it again on Sunday if you guys.
Who cares?
But let me just say,
actually, on that though, guess who they were in for?
Johnny Minerals is in the mud, guys. Johnny Minerals is in the mud. Have you guys seen this?
These guys, get your sweeties, guys.
Hi, mate.
Can you hear it?
Hi.
Yeah.
It was 4 days when I brought you up as a little boy. I know. That's what I know.
Who would have thought when I brought you here as a boy?
But this is what he said. His dad, in the dressing room, he said, home, mate, home. And then would have thought it, when I brought you here when you were a little boy. And he said, I know, a special mate.
Let me land on it. Can I start on this one? I think this is just like them trying to like bed themselves in the Man United fans.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's anything more than that, because obviously you come from Chelsea. He's a homegrown player. Chelsea fans are quite upset. Some are like split. Either way, it's noise. I think he's just saying that just to make Man United fans feel like he's not just jumped there because of the money or whatever. He actually wants to be there. He loves the club. He's been there before. It's all PR.
The thing is as well, I don't think anyone like. I know people will jump on it and Chelsea fans will jump on it because they're angry about it and stuff, and that's fair enough if they want to take it that way. But like Man United, when Mason Mount was that age, were like the most, still are the most popular club in like world, apart from like Real Madrid, like the most globally recognised popular club in the world. Like even if he did go there, it wouldn't have shocked me. He's been at Chelsea since he was 6. He might have a different team to his dad. Like do you know what I mean? And he's a Portsmouth fan, isn't he? Pompey fan, whatever. So. I don't see an issue with it, but I know it'll be like a really, really like bad
Staffy,
taste to Chelsea fans.
Literally, Kendall. Staffy, do you listen to that and go, yeah, he's a Man United red? You don't. Let's be
You're
real.
asking the wrong person, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
You've been watching me.
I know you don't like him. That's what I'm asking you, because you know what we've got to say. Like, you don't.
I'm not gonna lie, I rate it though because I knew it would piss off Chelsea fans. I'm at acceptance with it. Like people need to understand. I did my thing. I said how I feel about it. I did my video, but I have moved on. I don't hold on to things like this for too long, okay? People think my agenda for a player to fail just for me to say, see, I told you I was right, would be stronger than my agenda to support this club. That's never going to happen.
You should have seen how I behaved with Anthony Gordon. I called him all the names under the sun before we signed him.
I will be the first one to celebrate Mount's first goal. I promise you.
Oh, yeah. Anthony Gordon put a Newcastle shirt on and I was like, oh, unbelievable player. Honestly, like this player all my life. He never even touched the ball. I was like, love this player. Like, literally love him so much. So I feel you, man. I feel you, honestly.
I'm probably not going to gas him up like that, but I will celebrate everything he does because I do the same thing with Bruno. I absolutely hate some of the things that Bruno does. And the minute he scores, I'm running around in my living room in my underwear celebrating his goal. I don't care. 7:30 in the morning. My neighbor noticed that I'm a Man United fan. He's like, "Are you a Man United fan?" I was like, "How'd you know?" He's like, "I've noticed the times that you celebrate, like you yell." And he was like, "I watched the Premier League." So I was like, "Oh, he's a Man United fan." And I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah." I am a Man United. So he noticed, bro, that like that's how passionate I am about my team. So I'm not gonna like keep my Mount agenda for long. I don't care. I hope he proves me wrong. I hope we win. But back to the video. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of rate it because, like, you know, Chelsea fans have been making fun of us for like, you took Mount off us when you don't want him. Now they're pissed because he's like, he was supposed to be a proper Chelsea. Like, he's coming out and saying this, and his dad is saying
Some of
this.
them are trolling though. They're more trolling. The people who are upset are the proper Chelsea people. The people who are laughing and happy are the people who didn't want Mason Mount. And I just want to know, what side do you sit on, Ches?
Oh, in terms of wanting, listen. If we offered him the money, he would have stayed. So make that what you will. Like we didn't give him the terms he wanted. We ripped up his original contract offer. So if he wants to leave and wants to be wanted, then why would I be like any indifferent? If he had stayed, I wouldn't have mind. He's gone to Man United. If he does well, don't really care. Just because you got a flipping assist in the Champions League final, I'm meant to like you a lot. Just because you got 10 GA, aren't you the same people that mocked my club for not winning a league in like 6 years? So why am I gonna be gassed over someone who just got like 10 assists, 10 goals, and then mounts nothing? So I don't really care, to be honest with you. If he does well, like Havertz as well, Havertz even worse. If he does well, crap. As long as my club prospers, is what it is.
What's worse, bro, is that we have over 200 people watching, and we're not even at 150 likes. Not even on my birthday, these guys will give me likes.
Yeah,
I can't believe
do me
this.
a favor, guys. Hit that like button. Say
It's-
happy birthday to Staffy,
it's
and also
embarrassing.
don't forget to subscribe to his YouTube channel. But yeah, before we go any further, did you guys see what happened? Mo from Never a Foul is going to be so pissed because I don't know if you guys seen what happened, but let me show you guys. They got an Onana replacement, and it's Hugo Lloris.
I thought it was Jan Sommer from the Bundesliga.
Hugo Lloris will make a contract. Inter Milan offered a contract offer to Hugo Lloris to replace Onana, and will join Manchester United. The Frenchman is
That is a horrendous replacement
to Italy. They went from one of the best goalkeepers with the ball at his feet to Hugo Lloris, who will kick the ball at the defender to get it away from him. Oh my God. What a terrible move.
That's really bad.
It's a joke. I mean, Mo, thank God Mo's on vacation because he needs a little bit of relaxation when he's reading these news. I'd rather put my phone down and then I'm looking at, like, you know, the beach in front of me than putting my phone down and I'm in my room. So, Mo, if you're watching this, we wish you the best, bro. I'm sorry we took your best goalkeeper, probably the best player on your team, but we'll take care of him, bro. You know, as I said, just hurry up and give me my goalkeeper because if I go to the game here and on the 22nd, I'm probably gonna go just to watch Onana if I'm not lying to you. I just want to see that all that hype about building from the back. So, but yeah, hope you feel better, bro. I'm sorry.
I'm jealous. We should be going for him, Staffy, man. We should be going for him. I don't know why we're not going for him, but it's what it is.
I'll tell you why, because you're trying to figure out 100 million that you gotta pay to Caicedo. So
not good enough. We need a goalkeeper like bad.
It happened to us. I'm not gonna lie. This happened to us at a perfect time that we needed a goalkeeper, and not everyone around us needs a goalkeeper. So this was the best time to shop for a goalkeeper. Because I'll tell you something: if 3, 4, 5 teams were shopping for goalkeepers, just like how everyone's doing for DMs, you would have seen goalkeepers going for 100 mil. Not even a striker, because I'm talking about Bellingham and Rice and Caicedo and all these guys that are being sold, even Mason Mount and not really Havertz. All these prices that are so inflated, it's because everyone is going out and buying midfielders this summer. No one's going out buying goalkeepers. Arguably just us and you guys. And you guys can't even get a goalkeeper because you have the Kepa issue. For us, we know De Gea was leaving, so that's 375K off the books. So it could have happened to us in a better time, to be very honest. You know, not in my wildest dreams that I think we're gonna get Onana this summer. Like I was talking about him after the Champions League final, not even knowing we're gonna be linked with them. I knew we were gonna be linked to Diogo Costa. And in my head, I was like, yo, imagine we get Onana, like watching that the cup final, the Champions League final, and to get him.
Man. He was good.
He was amazing.
I like the way he was so composed on the balls. A few times he'd like, you know, like do like the shimmy thing. And then get away from it striker.
Bro, he dribbled. That's what I
And
said.
then
He dribbled past
it
Salah a few
directly to
times.
someone like in the left-hand corner. I was like,
And it's not
wow.
the obvious pass, too. Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
You would think, like, as a goalkeeper, you got to make the obvious passes.
Yeah.
What made me more confident about this is that Mo, obviously, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I watched Onana all season. It's only a few games in the Champions League. But when Mo was talking about it, Mo said, even what we saw in the Champions League, it's been happening game in, game out during the season. He's like, I see this on a daily. You guys just saw it in the Champions League final. He's like, he does this all the time. So it's not that special for him. By the way, you're on mute. But yeah, man, just getting a confirmation from an Inter fan made me feel even better about it because I'm like, all right,
I was
this
gonna say
shows us consistency.
Kendall hates these edits.
It's
I
a good
hate
edit,
them.
though.
They need to get
This is
gone
a
out.
good
Of
That's
this.
edit.
realistic, though, Kendall. That looks realistic.
That
That's
one's
a good
fine.
edit.
I just can't stand it. It does me head in.
That one on the right, that's actually, I know that picture of De Gea holding the glove like this. I just don't know how they put, I don't know how they put him on it.
They need to be. They actually them Photoshop pictures need to be banned off the web.
That one on the right, I don't like it. Look, his head looks huge on that kit. The one on the left is
kind of
fine.
scary though.
It's you know
Bro,
what?
he is a
You know which
scary
ones do my
goalkeeper,
head
bro.
in when like the players just simply linked out of a random publication and then some randomer makes like an edit, or then ones like Fabrizio used to do or still does when he like does the little he posts it with the like photoshopped kit on. They actually used to be fine at first, but oh my days, use the ones that are just the McAllister ones for Liverpool just killed me off for the rest of the year. Like can't be dealing with them.
Yeah. So Manchester United are going to get that goalkeeper, and how much is it going to be? 50 million. That's a really good deal.
About 55 million. Yeah, I think we submitted 50 yesterday with add-ons, and they said they want an extra 5. They were basically haggling over a 5
Is that
million.
euros or pounds?
Euros.
That's not bad then.
So in pounds, it was like 39 going. I think now it's going to be slightly over 40, which I think is a bargain still. I'm being very honest with you.
Do you still believe he's the best keeper in the world?
That's my agenda, bro. Yeah, I'm riding that agenda.
Okay.
Anyone has an issue with it, that's your problem. Did you see the backup goalkeeper we're going for though?
I don't know. Ooh.
We're going. All right, this one just hit me out of nowhere. We're going for a Japanese goalkeeper.
Oh yeah, the black.
Have you seen that? Yeah, which bro, it's the coolest mix I've ever seen. This guy's half Ghanaian, half Japanese. He's basically a black Japanese guy. I didn't think because I've seen in America here.
I'll put him up.
Yeah, Gal, try to find a picture. In the USA here, there's a lot. We call them Blasians. Black.
Yeah,
okay?
Blasians.
So maybe you guys say the same thing over there. But I've never seen. They're usually light skinned. I have never seen a black Japanese. He's purely Japanese, just with the dark. Look at it. It's the coolest mix race I've ever seen.
Yeah, he does look hella Ghanaian though. He
does, bro.
Do you know what he looks like though? He looks like like Pacific Islander. Like that's what he looks like. Like he's built like he looks amazing.
I think it's because
I don't call it Blasian. I used to call it Blackanese. Yeah.
No, we say Blasian here.
There's a rapper like from England and she's called Blasian Buddy. I think she's
we have a lot of different Asians here in America, so we don't say.
Have you ever seen a Somali Asian mix? Crazy.
No.
Anyways, this guy's been reported that we're agreeing a deal with him for 5 million. This guy's actually a backup goalkeeper in Japan, but yet again, he's only 20, so I kind of understand why. So he's not even a starter in Japan. But apparently, we've been scouting this guy since 2017. So I'm supposed to believe we were scouting him since he was like 11.
Rui Hachimura in the NBA. Yeah, that's true.
He did remind me of Rui Hachimura. I swear to God, as soon as I saw him, I was like, yo, we're getting the Rui Hachimura of football. And his name is so cool. Zion Suzuki. Like, that name sounds so fake. It sounds so fake. Yeah. But I want a compilation of him. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I know.
Look at his name. It's so Blackanese. Zion's black name.
Zion Suzuki.
That's crazy.
I'm not gonna lie, this threw me left.
It's just so cool, bro. Everything about this signing is just so cool, bro. I hope it happens. Like just to say I have a blazing goalkeeper. I think it's so cool, bro. But he's actually a good goalkeeper. I watched this compilation. He's pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. And if he's 20, and
who does he play in Japan? Did you say, or is he just?
He plays in Japan, yeah.
In Japan.
Yeah, but he's 20, so he doesn't even start for his team. But apparently we've been scouting him, so they must know something that I don't know. You know, if you've been scouting since 2017 and it's 2023, so that's what 6-7 years ago, and he's 20, so you've been scouting since it was like what 13. must be good. You know, you must
know
know
what?
something that no one else knows. So go ahead and get him.
I was going to change the topic, but anyone have anything else to say before we go? Because I have a question for you guys. Do you guys think this is dodgy? Have you guys seen this? Manchester
You know,
City-
you're going to be successful, aren't you? If you're half Japanese, half Ghanaian, you're going to be successful in something. Like that's like that is like an unbelievable.
Someone at home was being harsh on him, whether it's mom or his dad.
You're
Someone
going to be
wasn't
successful.
That's true. That's true. What about this? Southampton are on the verge of signing Manchester City's academy player. I don't know his name. Shea Charles for 10.5 million. That could raise up to 15 million. I have never heard of this kid, but that kind of money for an academy kid, isn't it a bit much?
Not really 10 million.
But like when you've not heard of him though, like because normally you hear of the big academy kids, don't you?
But look at Lavia. Now they're gonna get a payday because they're selling Lavia. If I feel like a lot of people have been smart going after Manchester City academy players because they know they produce good players, and you've seen examples. You've seen Sancho go to the Bundesliga. You've seen Lavia. There's probably a few names that I'm missing, but they do produce good players that they sell eventually. So I would go for it, you know, if I'm a small team like Southampton, because you get players that have been raised in a very good academy and they play very intelligent football, you know. So 10 million in this market, I don't think it's a lot, if I'm being very honest with you. Yeah, he's an academy player, but 10 million, what's 10 million in today's market? 10 million a few years ago was a lot, but
bro, for a 19-year-old who hasn't kicked a ball in the Premier League, it's a lot of money.
Look, I can already see the armband on his hand, okay, on his arm. So it means he's the captain for for the youth team. They definitely did some scouting before they made this. There's no way they're spending 10 million on just a kid like that, you know, because 19 is not too young to be playing the Premier League. We have Garnacho playing for us, and he's 18. You know, and is Garnacho worth more than 10 million? Yes, he is. You know. I just know if I'm buying a player from an academy, I trust Man City's academy over anyone else's.
Kendall, your second favorite team is about to buy Hojberg. How you feel about that?
Who's your second favorite team?
Atletico.
Oh.
Yeah, they've done like random business, like Premier League cast-offs, like Soyuncu as well, and Aspilicueta now. So they're just doing they just do this thing every year where we just get like random Premier League cast-offs. But yeah, do you know what about Hojbjerg? Like I think there is a player in there, and I think he'll be fine in midfield because we've lost like Kondogbia has left. I think Saul will probably be leaving. Obviously Felix will be going. So yeah, there's a couple of players who have gone now. Lamar, he's been linked to a move away now. So yeah, I think he's a decent player. I think he'll be fine in the Liga. So I don't mind that signing whatsoever, to be honest.
Okay, fair enough. I honestly feel like that's pretty much it. There's nothing else to talk about, but we got to talk about Mason Mount getting the number 7 shirt because that was a big deal apparently. Do you guys think it's that big of a deal anymore? Do shirt numbers really matter? Eddie Nketiah has the number 14 shirt, for God's sake.
You know what? Shirts stopped mattering when Birmingham retired Jude Bellingham's shirt. Because why did you do that?
Because he literally saved the club from liquidation.
Retiring a shirt, though.
He saved the club from liquidation.
You can do so many things other than retiring a jersey.
Okay.
Like he even laughed at it. He said he laughed at it. Like that just shows you how stupid it was.
Depends, guy. If he performs, then no one's gonna care. Or if he's a bum, then 7 shirts cursed, isn't it?
I think he was stupid for taking it.
I think when players started choosing their own shirt numbers anyway, shirt numbers kind of went a bit out the window because like players just randomly playing like 40, like Declan Rice like 45 or whatever. Not like Mitrovic was 45 because 4 + 5 made 9. Like stupid things like that.
People don't care about allegiances to club anymore. Why do people care about shirts? There's no
I think
it's more of a fans thing, bro. Like,
yeah, legit.
If I'm being very honest with you,
I think went off long ago.
When's the last time we had a successful number 7 at Man United? Yes, I understand that the number is iconic. If you're being very honest, between all clubs, there's no one club that has a very iconic number like Man United, because you do have Brian Robson and George Best and David Beckham and Ronaldo and Cantona. These are very, 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 very big names. Okay, to all of them wear the number 7. Yes, the jersey does have a different weight for it. The jersey number.
You got Liverpool fans coming after you, Kendall. You must have heard this a lot.
Honestly, anyway, the less I speak about Liverpool, the better, I think.
Okay.
He's got a point though.
Let Staffy continue. My bad. Staffy, take it away.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, the number 7 hasn't met anything recently. If you're being very honest, since Owen took it, Owen was washed. Valencia didn't do it justice. He's a good player, but his 1 year in the number 7 jersey, I could swear he had 1 goal that season, and it came in like, well, I swear it was like the last day of the season, something like that. He had 1 goal, and he even gave it up again. He was like, I can't do this. We had who else? We had Di Maria after, who was a bust. He was a good player, but he was a bust for that season. We had Sanchez, good player, came in. He was a bust with that jersey number. We had Memphis, was a bust. We had Ronaldo's second stint.
What about Cavani?
Wasn't the most memorable one. Cavani didn't really hit the ground running. You know, he played 1/3 of his game. So this guy played 1 game of every 3. You know, I think he was a good player. He just didn't really do that much. You know, he's arguably the best 7 we had in that period since Ronaldo left in 2008, if I'm being very honest. But the jersey just been in the mud for like a decade. So people want to sit here and cry about it. And I'm like, well, when's the last time we had a good number 7? Should have gotten used to it by now, you know?
Yeah.
So
Fair
it
enough.
is what it is.
We're gonna wrap it up here, guys. That was honestly, it's been a long show. There's not really anything to talk about Gavardio. I thought their fee was agreed, but nothing's agreed yet.
You know who they tried to go for before Guardiola?
Who?
Sven Botman.
What?
I didn't see that.
So it was one of it was one of the other.
Oh, really?
We said Sven Botman's absolutely not for sale.
I'm not gonna lie, the best thing about Sven Botman that they listed him for 4.5 in fantasy. I couldn't believe what I saw. I was like, a Newcastle defender.
I haven't even looked at mine yet.
Did they do it again? They do it again.
He's 4.5 million this season.
Again?
Yeah, wallah.
Oh wow.
I was like, bro, someone's not watching Newcastle because no way Sven Botman should be 4.5.
Iga and the panel, who was the best signings of the window so far?
Onana when it happens.
Endo?
I told you I'm pushing this agenda all the way.
I can't even bloody think of who signed for anyone.
I think Declan Rice.
Of course you're gonna say that.
Yeah, but I think Declan Rice is a fantastic signing, but obviously it was a significant chunk of money out.
She froze.
The gal, perfect timing for you. It ended when she was just like doing Declan Rice.
She's back. Kendall, you froze, by the way. We didn't hear
did I?
anything.
Sorry. Yeah. I said, yeah, Declan Rice is like a significant chunk of money, so I will be more thinking along the lines of like
a bargain,
like a bargain signing for the price.
Jackson?
I really like the Madison one. Outside of my team, I'm not going to talk about my team. Outside of my team, I think the Madison one I kind of really like. For the price that he's went for.
Probably, I think
what they need.
I think probably McAllister. 35 mil from McAllister.
Liverpool.
Kovacic?
Get out of the camera.
Kovacic?
Kovacic, she's not the best signing of the season.
He's not going to start for them, Mega. That's the thing. I'm looking at starters. He's going to start for a team. I think Szoboszlai could be quite good because I've seen him play a bit. And I think
Szoboszlai's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, like he's quite.
Szoboszlai's rubbish. Yeah. Nah, I wouldn't.
Oh yeah, Kendall. Yeah.
Szoboszlai is rubbish now.
I hope he is.
Which one is the worst one so far, Igo?
The worst signing?
Havertz.
Has to be Havertz, hands down.
A guy, hold it, man. You got
because even we got 10 million off Mount, and Mount is arguably
5 million. We paid 75 for him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even we got a better deal on the guy that we didn't want, or I didn't want, basically.
Hey, just because you feel like he might be the worst signing doesn't necessarily mean he's going to end up becoming.
I'm done now.
I'm not saying that. We're just saying what we see so far.
We're not saying he's going to be.
This one guy gets emotional about his team. Yeah, he's like, just because you think it's the worst doesn't mean he's not going to work.
We know how you play. I know.
Yeah, that's not what we said.
We didn't say he's going to be the worst signing. We said who's the worst transfer by.
Yeah, bro. Those Arsenal fans are emotional, bro. You just like say one thing and he twisted it. I'm like, I didn't say that again.
Who's got the worst fan base here?
It has to be Chelsea.
No, it can't be us. No way.
I think each fan base is worse for like certain things.
Who's the most emotional?
Oh yeah, definitely Arsenal.
Definitely.
Who's the most toxic? That's us. That's us, isn't it?
Oh, definitely Chelsea.
You're like Chelsea, just the most whinge bag. Like they just like you whinge about everything. Know what I mean?
What does that even mean?
You know what?
Like they like complain about everything.
The funniest thing about Chelsea fans is they make fun of their players more than we do as rivals.
Yeah, but then if you like, it's funny because like everyone's like that though. People will make fun of your players, but then we're allowed to make fun of them, but other
Then
people
when
are
you
not
do,
allowed
yeah,
to
you
make fun of
defend
them.
it,
Yeah.
You know who I actually don't mind Spurs fans. There's not too many of them. Like outside of the large majority that live in the UK, you don't see too many Spurs fans outside.
There's a lot in London because I live in London. There's a lot in London.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
so
outside of London, not really.
I don't know if you see Spurs fans in New York, bro, but there's none there.
I've never met a Spurs fan in my life. Never. I've never met one, bro. And I've met a lot of British people in New York, but a lot of them support like lower league teams that I've never heard of before. You just run into them in a pub and stuff. But I've never met a Spurs fan.
Who's the most delusional fan base?
Tottenham.
Big time.
It's this guy over here, and you would say us as well.
I'll say Man United, you know.
We're pretty.
They still think they're number one, but they're
Okay.
not.
Rank the worst fan bases. I think personally, I would have to go
Liverpool first.
The best fan base is Man City.
Nah.
Liverpool worst.
Liverpool would be second worst. Manchester United would be worst for me. Arsenal would be third. Chelsea would be fourth. Tottenham would be fifth. And then I'll go. Actually, I gotta throw Aston Villa and Newcastle and West Ham somewhere in there because they're so delusional. Did you guys see the West Ham account that was beefing Arsenal fans the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the whole rice.
Yeah, but that's clout chasing, you got. Don't take that shit seriously.
What about the Aston Villa accounts?
It all counts though, Staffy.
They were getting.
Yeah, but it's clout chasing. Like, listen, bro. If I get a chance to beef with like someone famous, like an actor or a rapper, I'm gonna be like, oh shit, I'm gonna make my 10 minutes of fame.
Like,
Do you know what I did laugh at though? There was someone tweeted like when Rice was going to Arsenal, and she was like, "Oh, he could have stayed at West Ham and been loved at West Ham, but he chose to go to another club in London." I was like, your pull is not Arsenal level pull. Like, I need you to understand that. Like,
you see what they did? They marked something bad about Declan Rice on one of those Muller signs in a bus station. They called him like C word and everything. See you next Tuesday and all of that stuff.
well, that was like when well, no, it's not the same because it's rivals, but like that was when like Courtois, like if you play 100 games for Atletico, you get a plaque outside the stadium, and someone ripped Courtois.
Let me paint a picture for you.
Like plaque up.
Could Harry Kane ever join Arsenal?
No.
Free transfer. Think about it.
I thought Harry Kane was like something to do with Arsenal though when he was a kid.
Yeah, he was in our academy. Invincible.
What happened to go? Not in this era that we live in. You can't.
Hey, anyways, we've been going for way too long. I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. Go check out Big Six Bands after, and of course, Never a Foul. They're gonna be live at 10:30. Kendall's gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. Big up Kendall for jumping on. A link to her channel is in the description. Big up Ches for jumping on. I think it's the second time. We're definitely gonna need to have you on more often. Actually backing Chelsea. I know Qasim gets at Chelsea a lot. And of course, Staffy, big up to you always. Patrick was on for a little bit, made a little appearance. And of course, we'll have a Liverpool and Tottenham fan on the next stream, guys. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream.
And you know what? Channel, guys.
I think we need to do a draft soon because Kendall reminded me of the draft. Drafts are fun. But yeah, let's get out of here, people. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. We'll catch you guys on the next show at 10:30. Peace.